So, welcome back students. We are basically discussing the topological based strategies, and we said that topology plays a very unique role. Topology for a organic molecular organic compound is basically how different rings are arranged in a particular structure. So, you will be having a quite distinct topology if you have some cyclic structures in your compound, in your given target. There could be a linearly fused cyclic structure, angularly fused, propellant kind of fused, there are bridge cyclic structures, there are spirocycles, those are very unique topologies. And today we will be trying to talk about similar kind of things, but we will give a heading, this disconnection of a cyclic systems having multiple ring, and we have already talked that if you have a spirocyclic compound, normally exendo or off exendo bonds are good strategical point of disconnection. Now, the target molecule which I am now going to discuss is having a multiple ring structure, and if you see the structure is having a 6-member ring at the left hand side, then the 6-member is so there are basically 3 rings, 3 main rings. We are trying to avoid this kettle moiety. This is also a ring, but this is not, is basically a protecting group for this carbonyl. So, ring A, ring B, ring C. Ring A and B is basically a bridged fused, because you are having a dimethyl bridge, 6-member ring. So, A is 6-member ring. Now, B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is basically a 8-member ring. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, B is a 8-member ring and C is again a 6-member ring. Now, this particular structure, this 6, 8, 6 was the core framework of taxane based natural products, and here it is always advisable that if you are having a large ring, if you are having a large ring whose structure is greater than 6, like if you are having a 7-member ring or 8-member ring, always it is advisable that 7-member ring, if you are having n 7-member ring, you try to construct the 7-member ring through a 5-member ring plus 2-member ring, 5-member ring and 4-member ring. I will show how. And if you are having an 8-member ring, try to make a 6 plus 4. Now, how is coming? So, I say okay, if you are having a structure something like this, a 6-member ring and 4-member ring fused together. Now, the 6-member and 4-member, 6-member ring, 4-member ring. Now, if some reaction allows you to break this bond, so basically what we will now get, now this ring size is now start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, 6-member and 4-member, if it is linearly fused, basically you can cut the fusion bond, by some reaction to get 8-member ring. Now, similarly, if you have a 5-member ring and 4-member ring, 5-member and 4-member, you disconnect the fusion things, you get a 7-member ring by similar analogy. So, this is now a 7-member ring. So, now I am saying that normally 7-member rings or 8-member rings often constructed through a retrosynthetic pathway or real synthetic analysis in this way, because 7 member rings and 8 member ring containing starting materials are not easily available. The 7 member rings and 8 member ring containing starting material, 8 member ring starting materials are not easily available. That is our main message. But on the contrary, 5 member ring and 6 member ring containing starting materials are easily available. So, now coming to this particular problem which I have just now drawn, we will be drawing it again. You are having a 6 member ring, then this part is your protection, here you are having this bridge, now if you now analyze, the ring A is 6 member, B is 8 member, C is 7 member. So, now I am saying that the central 8 member ring can probably be constructed through a 6 member and 4 member ring fusion, which we have just now talked. So, now the retro which I will be drawing, I say the central 7 member ring, central 8 member ring, I will try to formulate in this way. You have a CH2, you have another CH2, then basically you have this 6 member ring, and then okay. Now, I am saying that I will try to make this ring in this fashion, while putting a OH here. Now, this ring A is there in C is 6 member. Now, the middle ring which is 8 member ring, now I have disconnected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a ring 6 member ring and a 4 member ring. So, ring B is now make a 6 member ring and 4 member ring. Now, what is the reaction? The reaction which I propose that is a retroaldol fragmentation. I say if you having a OH something like this, it basically opens up in this way in a retroaldol fashion. So, retroaldol was the reaction which is targeted as a FGI. Fine. So, retroaldol basically the reaction which you were trying to figure it out. Now, you need to do the next round of FGI. So, we will now draw this structure in little bit bridged fashion to visualize the entire thing. Now, what I am trying to do, I am trying to draw the bridge structure in this way. So, the central ring which is there, and this part is your oxygen linked. So, the ring, the drawing is basically needs little bit practice. So, it is a bridge structure, I put the bridge structure in the original fashion. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is basically makes the 6 member ring, and then you have to make the 6 member ring as well as this 4 member ring. So, now what I am trying to do it, I put a 4 member ring here, and here I am fusing the 6 member ring. So, this structure is basically nothing, the structure which you have earlier drawn, this one. So, the basically the retroaldol goes in this way and opens up this bond. So, this is your ring C, and this part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this part is your ring A. So, visualization is basically pretty important. Now, the 6 member and 4 member ring fusion, how you can make this kind of structure? The answer was basically you can do a simple 2 plus 2 photocycloaddition. So, if you have this compound and this compound, you can simply do a photocycloaddition, which is the main reaction was done. Now, here if you can now do a this 4 plus 2 cycloaddition, you find that how this retro will now look like. The structure is definitely complicated, but nevertheless it is a good exercise for you. You draw the structure couple of times and then you find there is a this kind of 1,3 diketone in the enolization form, and then you react this compound with a cyclohexene in a 2 plus 2 fashion. So, this will gives you the 4 member ring with this connection with this connection. Then the alcohol part will undergo the retroaldol reaction. This oxygen, this ketone is basically protected as its ketal. So, now what I am trying to do, we will now do the forward synthesis. Now, for the forward synthesis, I am saying that we will start the forward synthesis from a very simple straightforward molecule whose structure is this structure. Now, this methyl basically serves as the bridge dimethyl. Now, though we have not done the retro, but now if I do this forward synthesis, it will be quite clear. So, I am saying initially we need to do 2 round of Michael addition with this cyanide nucleophile. So, you do a double Michael reaction on this Michael acceptor, followed by you do a cyanide hydrolysis by acidic treatment. So, after this thing you basically get this CO2H, these things. You now protect this carbonyl compound with ethylene glycol. Okay. So, this will be giving you this ethylene glycol as it is. Your carboxylic acid is here, carboxylic acid is here, sorry, C double bond OH, and you have this dimethyl. Now, this dicarboxylic acid was basically treated with acidic anhydride to give you the corresponding anhydride. Now, what I do? I will try to draw this anhydride in the bridged fashion. So, that you basically get this anhydride. So, this is the anhydride you will get, right, by this reaction. Now, anhydrides are basically cyclic ester. So, next this compound I will be reacting with methyl lithium, because this anhydride you need to make the corresponding diketone as the retrosynthesis demands. We will treat with 1 equivalent of methyl lithium. So, it is a symmetrical anhydride, this part your this is there, symmetrical anhydride. So, it will react with 1 equivalent of methyl lithium and it will give you the corresponding ketone. Now, draw the structure of this molecule. So, basically now you will be having this CO2 Me and CO2O minus actually, or you can have this acid. Eventually, with this compound you treat with diazomethane, you get the corresponding methyl ester, and this methyl ester, your structure will be this, and then you have your COMe and C double bond OMe. Now, this compound we will again draw it in the other structure on the remaining place, I mean this particular place we will again draw the structure. So, structure drawing is bit important, and then you find that this compound is having a methyl ketone as well as a ester. So, if you treat this compound with a base, it basically picks up this hydrogen, will undergo intramolecular Claisen reaction, intramolecular Claisen type of thing. So, minus attacks here, OMe goes off, you basically get the corresponding diketone which is required as a intermediate. So, now if you see, you basically have this 1,3 diketone. Now, this is also symmetrical diketone, symmetrical diketone. So, fine. Now, these diketones can be easily be analyzable. So, it basically can give you a analyzable thing, and this analyzation will give you a structure of this. Now, this enol is probably you cannot keep it as a enol, you can simply do a protection here with this alcohol. Normally, as we are not discussing about this protection group here, so you can put it any protecting group just by doing a protection. And now, we will see how this structure then looks like, which is ready for the next round of reaction. So, your this part is remaining there. So, you are having is diketone here and you are having this OPG. Now, if you go to the retro, we basically have said that you have this 2 pi. Now, you are reacting with a cyclohexene. So, your this ring is 6 member ring, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are basically having a 6 member bridge structure. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the left hand side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, it is a bridge structure, 6 member bridge structure. Now, you are reacting with this compound with cyclohexene in a H nu is a 2+2 reaction. So, next we will try to draw the structural part again. So, your bridge structure is there, and then you will be having this C double bond O, and this OPG is definitely there, but now this 2+2 reaction will give you a 4 member ring and this 6 member ring is there. Okay. So, now you make this particular connection. So, now you see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and this is 4 member ring. So, now we are saying that okay, now what you do, you remove the protection group. So, if you remove the protection group now, This drawing is taking a little bit longer time, but it can basically gives you a good exercise that how you can draw different structure. So, now what will give it to you? It basically gives you a OH here, and then you are having this cyclobutane, and then it having this cyclohexane. Now, your retroaldol is switched on. So, retroaldol basically goes here and your this bond cleaves. Now, this reaction we have started. This reaction is basically a De Mayo reaction, that photochemical 2+2 reaction followed by retroaldol reaction for making large number of rings. So, this reaction in principle we have studied earlier, but now we are applying to a complex system. Now, if you now make this ring cleavage, we will now try to draw in the linear fashion the molecule which you have earlier drawn as a target molecule. Your methylene bridge is there. Now, this ketone is basically this. Now, you are getting a CH2 here, you are getting a CH2 here. Now, your cyclohexane is here, and then basically you get this ketone. So, this ketone is there, this ketone which is coming from the retroaldol, and this ketone was already there. So, only thing is you clip this bond, and then now you count. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, central 8 member ring was now made. This 6 remains in the molecule from the very beginning, and then this 6 we are using the cyclohexene part, this also remains. So, this is a your target molecule. Now, if you see the entire disconnection is a very useful and strategically useful disconnection, because what you exactly do, you use a De Mayo reaction. So, De Mayo reaction you already earlier explained. De Mayo reaction we say that if you having a this kind of compound, you react with something like 2 member compound, and normally the structure of this compound should be a enol ether. So, do the similar kind of reaction, we do a H nu mediated reaction, and then you see that after this De Mayo reaction you basically having this 6 and 4 together. Now, this 6 and 4 as a 4 member ring is strained, you try to open it up in the retroaldol fashion, and in reality what you will get? You will basically get this compound. This compound is nothing but a 8 member compound. It is a 8 member now, the carbonyl position is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, in between basically you are having a 3 methylene groups. So, this is the main strategical viewpoint, and this reaction we have already studied is a De Mayo reaction. Now, if you now see the entire synthesis, we have basically started from a very simple starting material like this particular starting material, Now, when you talk about the initial cyanide addition, this cyanide addition basically gives these 2 carbon-carbon bonds. Now, these carbon-carbon bonds are basically once you make this final ring here, it basically XO2 cyclohexane ring, initial ring, an endo to 1 ring. So, this is also a extendo mode of disconnection, or you make this different like once you think about this compound. So, this particular rings are exo to 1 ring, endo to another ring. This is exo to 1 ring, endo to 1 ring. Now, what we basically considered, we start with a cyclohexenone derivative, where this point we add a carbon, this point we add a carbon. Now, this is initially coming from the cyanide nucleophile. So, once you make this CO2H, this CO2H now becomes endo to the 8 member ring, which is now later on will be constructed, and exo to the cyclohexane ring. Though in reality it is not a spirocycle, but it is a bridge structure, but the bonds are in common terminology extendo bonds. So, extendo bonds are always good starting point of disconnection. As you said, the remaining transformation is very straightforward, we will still explain it. Once you have this dicarboxylic acid, the dicarboxylic acid can be easily cyclized to give you the cyclic anhydride when refluxing with acidic anhydride. Now, anhydrides are basically esters. So, if you react with methyl lithium 1 equivalent symmetrical things. So, methyl lithium acting as a Me minus, it will attack here or attack here. So, it will basically give you O minus Me, then backfires, it opens up to give you the ketone and the corresponding carboxylate anion. Now, you immediately trap with diazomethane to give you this COMe, CO2Me. Now, this carbonyl compound having a acidic hydrogen, it can undergo simple Claisen kind of condensation to basically cleave this it can undergo simple Claisen kind of condensation. You put a minus here, it reacts with this to give you the diketone. So, once this diketone was done, this diketone basically you can easily analyzable, and you can get this corresponding enol ether, which will be we have earlier talked. So, this once you have this diketone is there. Now, if you see this diketone, this bond and this bond, these are basically exo to this parent cyclohexane ring, but these are also endo to the ring which is newly constructed. This is also again a 6 member ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is diketone, symmetrical diketone. So, we simply analyzes them to give you the enols. Now, enols are basically just protected with this one protecting group, then you do the 2 plus 2 cycloaddition. Then you can remove this protecting group and do the retroaldol reaction. So, in principle it is a DiMeo reaction. So, DiMeo reaction is in a is applied as a key transformation, then finally you get this 6, 8, 6. So, this 6 is coming from the starting compound which was taken as a this starting material. This 6 is coming from the cyclohexene, and this middle 8 member ring is coming from the a 6 member ring and a 4 member ring. You are basically disconnecting through a retroaldol reaction. Now, this 4 member ring is basically formed with a 2 plus 2 cycloaddition of the 6 member ring which you have generated in the reaction sequence. It is a very nice demonstration. The structure might be a little bit complex to you, but if you try to visualize it with a fresh mind, I think you will be able to analyze, try to draw the structure couple of times once you see the video, try to draw it in your exercise book with a simple piece of paper and a pen, and try to draw the bridge structure very correctly, and then you will find that if you draw it correctly, everything will be in proper shape to give you the desired thing which you are looking. So, I think we will now stop, and the topological based strategies will basically try to give you only one example in the next lecture. Then you try to focus more on the stereochemical strategies, the strategies which is remaining left. So, out of 6 strategies, transformation based strategies number 1, functional group number 2, static material number 3 combined together. Number 4 is symmetry based strategies we have discussed. Then topological based strategies we are continuing. We will probably continue remaining one lecture for the topological based strategies. Then we pick up the stereochemical based strategies, and we will explore the stereochemical based strategies, and then at the end probably we will pick up one little bit complex molecule and do its very effective way, how we can retrosynthetically disconnect and how to plan the forward synthesis in a sequential manner. So, have a good time, till then goodbye.